Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 9, part 2, Agriculture and Food Preservation. In this video, we are going to discuss about different methods of irrigation. In that, we have furrow irrigation, drip irrigation, flood irrigation. Then we have methods of harvesting. We will also discuss about different methods of food preservation. So these are some of the important topics which we are going to discuss in this video. Here we will discuss about the topic irrigation. Irrigation is actually the process by which we bring the water to the land. Now we have different sources of irrigation, like we have canals, we have wells, we have water wheels or Persian wheels and tube wells. So these are some of the sources by which we can bring water to the land where we need to do farming. Now there are different types of irrigation. And the irrigation process depends on the crops, which kind of crops they are growing, how much amount of water is needed for the crop. According to that, the irrigation is done. Here you have a question for you. What are the harmful effects of using chemical pesticides? So find out this answer and we will discuss this answer in our next video. So here we will discuss about different types of irrigation. So first we have furrow irrigation. Now what happens in this system? In this system, we dig narrow channels all over the field. After that, crops will be planted on the sides of the channel. And the water will seep into the channel and through channel it will reach to the roots of the crops. So what happens in this? First you need to dig narrow channels all over the field, then plant the crops on the sides of the channel and the water will go through the channel, and through that channel it will reach to the roots of the crop, and like this the water will get the crops will get the water. Next we have drip irrigation. Now in this system there are pipes. Pipes are connected all over the field. Now crops will be planted near to the pipe, and there will be hole, and drip by drip the water will go in directly into the roots of the plant. This is the most effective method of irrigation because in this there is no wastage of water. There is no wastage of water. The holes in the plant in the pipes are very small. Drip by drip it will go, and it will go directly to the root. So there is no wastage of water in this irrigation method, and this is most effective method of the irrigation. So the areas which have less water, in those areas drip irrigation method is used. Next we have flood irrigation. Now in this system, water moves over the land and it seeps into the soil, and it results in flooding or near flooding of the land. That means a lot of water is collected in the soil. So this is flood irrigation. Now we will discuss about methods of harvesting. Harvesting is the process of collecting the crop when it is ready in the field. So The collecting of the crops after the field is ready, after the crops are ready, is called harvesting. And it is done in 3 steps. First is cutting. First you have to cut the crop. So when the crop is mature, when it is ripe, the crop has to be cut. And this is done by machines or it will be done manually. Either people will do it manually or there are machines which is called harvesters. So by that also cutting of the crops can be done. Then second step is threshing. What is threshing? Threshing is actually the process of separating grains from the cut crop. So that is called threshing. That is also can be done manually or you have machines like threshers. Now the third step is winnowing. Once this threshing is done, the grains are separated from the stalks by a process called winnowing. So after threshing, the separation of the grains from the stalks is called winnowing. So these are the 3 methods of the harvesting. Now once this process is done, once harvesting is done, the time comes for storage of the food. You need to store the food. So to store the food, you have cold storage in the granaries or big storage places. So in that you have to store the crops, grains. Now after that, the grains are packed and created for the wholesale markets. That means after packing it will go to wholesale markets. So this is the process of farming. Now we have the topic food preservation. You must have seen the spoiled food spoiling. Why do these foods spoil? So they get spoiled because of the tiny organisms which is called bacteria and fungi. So bacteria and fungi make the food spoil. To protect and preserve food, we have different methods. So first we have pickling. Now how pickling is done? You must have seen this method at your home. You must have seen pickles. Your mother would be making pickles. And the same process is pickling. That is the process of pickling. So how your mother make pickles? First, she will dry the fruits or vegetables. Yes. And she will add oil, salt, vinegar or lemon juice. These things are added. Then the material will be kept under the sun. For few days it will be dried under the sun, right? So like this pickling is done. You must have seen your mother making pickles, and that is the process of food preservation. So usually we find mango, lemon, ginger pickles at our homes. Then you have the process of gelling. You must have seen jelly, jams. You must have eaten that. So that is also preserved food. If you will keep jelly for like you can keep jelly and jam for a long time. The preserved food can be kept for a long time. It will not get spoiled. Now many fruits like you can see apple, orange, mango, strawberry and plum, they are preserved as jam and jellies. And also there is expiry date on every thing, every eatable items. So till that time you can use that items. So you can make pickles and you can preserve, you can make jam and jelly and you can preserve the food. Next we have refrigeration. So what happens? The bacteria cannot grow on the low temperature. Bacteria cannot grow on the low temperature. So if you are keeping something in refrigerator, you are freezing anything, that will be kept for long hours. So freezing is a method commonly used for storing peas, beans, carrots and cauliflowers. These things can be freezed. Next we have dehydration. So leafy vegetables like you have mint and coriander, they can be easily preserved by removing water or moisture from them. Then you have canning. Now in canning what happens? The food is cooked on very high temperature so that bacteria can be killed. They heat the food on very high temperature to kill the bacteria and then it is quickly cooled down and vacuumed back. So you must have seen milk preserved in this way. You have seen milk powder and that is the example of canning. Then you have tetra packing. So in this what happens? The foods are packed in boxes which is made of 7 layers. And these 7 layer boxes do not allow moisture to enter. So like this, by tetra packing we can keep the food preserved for long hours. So you must have seen milk and juices, fruit juices stored in tetra packs. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.